Hello, beautiful Aquarians. These are going to be your messages for whenever you hear them or see them. Bear in mind, I'm trying to make them no dates, not date specific. So whenever you are drawn to it, or to any other sign for that matter, see if some of the messages, or at least a bit of the message, makes sense to you. The words that were given to me for you were resilience and then perception. I understood what resilience was, and I didn't want to dive into it deeper because I knew we would get into it. But I kind of wanted to poke around in terms of perception. So I said, what is it about perception? What is it about perception that's important? And then what I wrote is, perception is whatever perceptions you have, are they rooted either in faith, or are those perceptions in having no faith? And I have a feeling it has to do with some sort of a change. And this change is symbolized to me as a movement. So this can symbolize a physical movement from place A to place B, whether it be a home or a place of work or a business. But it also symbolizes to me an energetic movement, which means you are, and I don't want to say the word transition because we're all in transition, and I don't want to overuse certain words because it then becomes, we'd rather not do that. But it is absolutely very obvious to me that whoever I'm speaking to, or whoever this message is for those who are in some sort of a transition or some sort of a middle of a move. This may be a middle of a move of home, middle of a move, a restaurant. Okay, you might be moving a restaurant. That's interesting. So that's going to be for one person. In the middle of a divorce, in the middle of getting married, you're somewhere, you kind of sort of are somewhere in the middle. So where you've been is kind of weaning itself out, and you're on a move to whatever the next destination is. This can also be for some of you change of a status. So if you've been single, you might now find yourself being engaged, or well, that would be quite quick, or in a relationship, and actually the Two of Cups does show up. Okay, so there's definitely a new beginning. I do not feel it's now, meaning these are, I think, for around October. They seem to be somewhere early next year. So I would consider early next year as spring. So spring of 2020. So the word resilience and perception has a lot to do with that. I have a feeling that for some of you, financially speaking, you are becoming, or you have been for a while, stretched financially quite a bit. And although I feel it's temporary, it doesn't, I can't escape the fact that it's uncomfortable. All right. So I feel the word resilience is to say, listen, whatever you are going through, whatever shift or change or transition, you are resilient. You can do this. You can face it. The other aspect, which is perception, when we are going through changes, oftentimes, we get tested. Our strength gets tested. Our confidence gets tested, and that's when we often start opening into our fears. That's where our fears become loud. That's where the red flag goes. Oh, don't do this. Don't do that. Oh my God, what if this fails? You guys know the picture. So what I would ask you to do is, if you are in a move or in a transition, even though I said I wasn't going to use that word too much, notice how you perceive yourself in terms of who you are. And is it rooted in deep faith in the universe and its ability to support you? Or is it rooted in deep disbelief that there is support out there for you? And I think I've mentioned this before more than once, but I think it's worth repeating. Whatever you believe in, whatever your truth is, And truth is not over there. Truth is inside of you. Your truth is based on your experiences. Whatever your truth is what you will live out eventually. So particularly if you are on the move, chances are you're leaving one situation and you're moving into another situation, because that's just how life goes. So this is a perfect time and a perfect opportunity to shed the old skin, if you will, like a snake, which symbolizes death and rebirth. And so you become lighter, but also you don't drag your SHIT forward. And again, I've said this more than once, this message comes through a lot lately. Whatever energies we are experiencing, I'm not an expert in energy by any means, but I'm being impressed upon the fact that whatever energies we are merging into, these energies are very potent, which means in terms of manifestation, it's like very effective. So chances are, by you breaking some old patterns, particularly with respect to how you perceive yourself and where your perception is rooted, lack of faith or having faith, you will experience your physical result of that perception in a very near future. So if you are moving on into a new opportunity, make sure you don't drag your old perception forward, particularly if your perception is based in the idea of lack, LACK. And from my experience, and I've been doing this work for a long time, especially with hypnotherapy and counseling, in therapy, psychotherapy, it's not an easy thing to change, because it is essentially part of our identity. It's what I describe, it's what's home. However, we are coming to the point in our own human evolution where we are able to, at least theoretically speaking, break old patterns, so that not only that we don't have to repeat them again, but so that those who are surrounded or connected to us, because we're all connected energetically, those people receive a release as well. So I'm going to jump into a card here that says, Refining Galactic Lineage. You are at a point of your own journey where you are able to, like I said earlier, shed your own skin. You are able to rebalance any unbalanced energies and effectively not only change yourself, but not only change yourself, but also affect change in others around you and in situations around you. Think of it this way. Your energy has no beginning and has no end. It's always connected. Now, we don't physically see that. I mean, it's proven by science, but your energy, right? Therefore, you are connected to everything that is energetically. So logic tells that if you are connected and you experience a shift or a change, that change just continues on, almost like a spider web. It affects people around you, whether you believe it or not, or whether you think or not, or whether you think that's happening or not. So the point I'm trying to make here is there's a great opportunity for you to break some old patterns, old beliefs, particularly ones stemming from the idea of lack, the notion of not having enough, the notion of there not being enough for you, the notion that you'll never find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, the notion that you'll never get the job that you deserve. All those notions are based, or all those perceptions are based in having lack of faith, okay? So what chakra is being affected? This is actually quite interesting. Your root chakra came up. Now, root chakra is all about safety, stability, sheer survival. I connect root chakra to finances. And in my experience, in my personal experience, and also with my experience with my clients, I have observed that I would say well over 90% of the time, whenever a person has challenges around finances, they have challenges around safety and stability. Okay, there's some serious challenges in the root chakra. And just like chakras are connected, first chakra will affect your seventh chakra, and that's just the way it is. It'll affect your ability to not so much to receive money, but it'll affect your ability to feel confident, to accept money, to retain money, to I'm going to give you an example. Someone with challenges around root chakra often has difficulties with attracting abundance, financially speaking. Or if they attract it, they have difficulty with keeping it. They always will find a way to somehow get rid of it. And that's because money to us, in many ways, symbolizes safety and security. If deep inside we do not feel safe and secure, and money is a sign of security, then it's a complete opposite vibration. It's an opposite vibration, right? And you cannot attract something that's opposite to what you believe, that's opposite to how you vibrate. You can only attract that which vibrates in a similar manner as you, all right? So particularly if you are on the move or on a journey from point A to point B, and it involves work or money, which, by the way, the Queen of Coins kind of tells me that, then it's really good time for you to address some underlying challenges, issues, whatever you want to call it, difficulties you have around safety and stability, whether it's physical in nature in terms of money or physical in nature in terms of a person or even home for that matter, okay? I have a feeling for most of you, this is a change of home, as in residence, or change of work environment, okay? And I believe many of you who are watching this already know this, okay? You may not be in a physical, you may not be in, how do I say this? You may not physically be moving, but you can feel there is movement. You have an idea, you have a feeling, you have a knowing that things are going to change. You may not know how, you may not know when, I just hear the word soon, but you know, you can feel something is changing. And you may have lack of clarity, and that's temporary, but you know something is happening. And to me, this card says it all. There is a new beginning for some of you, a romantic relationship, for some of you, a commitment, a brand new commitment. And commitment doesn't have to be just with a romantic person. You can have a commitment to a dog, for example. You can have a commitment to a new career, a new path, new relationship in terms of business. You know, you guys get the picture. Relationship, it's commitment. That's how I want to call this. I want to call this a commitment. Commitment that is emotionally very, very satisfying. All right. So where might you be feeling? You might be feeling a little bit like this, which is strength in reverse. You might feel a little bit, oh, that's why the resilience, the word resilience, I believe, was shown. It's to say, hey, although you may not be where you want to be yet, though you can feel things are changing, lack of physical manifestation does not imply that things are not working behind the scenes, because things are always working behind the scenes. Your job is to make sure that you stay cool and collected as much as you can by practicing your own faith, whatever that means to you. Whether it's practicing religion, practicing spirit, practicing whatever that means, practicing your own faith. You will know what that means to you. At the end of the day, this is where I see you going. Being in a position where you have enough to give and you are open to receiving. But you are also in a position where you give from an abundant place. You don't give from a place of not having it yourself. You give from a place of being abundant. For example, in a relationship, if you do not have love for yourself, it's very hard to express love to another, because the way you express love will be limited by how you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, you're going to limit yourself in terms of how you express love. Okay? In terms of money, if you do not have obviously enough money, then it's difficult to share. But although this is physicality, to me, it's more of a mindset. A mindset, this represents to me mindset in terms of your security. And the mindset is having enough to give, but also being open to receiving. So there's this even energetic flow. Okay? For some of you, I want to say, don't be so stubborn. Why do I want to say that? You're always resisting knowing what you want. You're always resisting knowing what you want. Why would you resist knowing what you want? Because you might be afraid you have to change something or you have to do something about it. Okay, that makes sense to me. Notice if that makes sense to you. Okay, whatever just came out. Don't be so, what do they say, resistant. Whatever that was, notice if that resonates with you on any level. Some of you right about now might feel a bit of a tingling at the top of your back, or your upper back. If that's the case, if you feel it, don't freak out. Okay, I don't know how that works, but I know it works, so I'm going to say it. For those of you who are fairly sensitive, and I've seen this happen on videos, you guys tell me you feel it. So it might feel like a little tingling. Okay, or like someone is giving you like a fingertip massage. All right, and I'm going, there's more to it than that. And what I'm hearing is be patient, which if you're being asked to remember that you're resilient, which means keep going, chances are your patience might be running out. So one way of, if you're in a process and you have to go through the process, and the process isn't always bed of roses, then the best way to deal with the process, since you have to go through the process, is to find a way to make the best of it. Okay? I heard someone say recently, which was quite profound, made total sense to me. Probably not an easy thing to do, but this is what this person said, a famous person. He said, I try to find gratitude for everything in my life, even the shitty things. And when the person said, why? Like, how do you get there? And I believe the person said, because I'm grateful for the ability to experience it. Without the experience, I wouldn't have an understanding. Now, when I heard that, I went, that deeply resonates with me. It's a deep truth that resonates with me. At the same time, it's probably not a very easy thing to do, particularly when things are difficult. I mean, I can think of several things where I go, don't know if I would say I'm grateful. And I believe he said this because this is something it's exactly that. It's not easy. And I think he also said, we didn't come here because it's easy. We chose to be here because it's hard. And the hardness is what gives us the greatest joy, because it is an experience. So I don't want to overcomplicate this, but I want you just to think about that, okay? Nothing is wasted in terms of spirit. Everything is an experience. Everything has its value. Everything is valuable. Nothing is wasted. We don't often look at it that way, but the reality is everything is experience. Everything is information. Everything is important. Everything is valuable. So, is there anything else that I want to say? Yes, one more thing. When I was meditating on you, sacral chakra was actually shown to me. And I was surprised that the second card was sacral chakra. Okay. So you have first chakra and you have sacral chakra. Both of these things, they have many things independently. They have many things connected to it, but the thing that I'm being drawn to the most is in terms of safety and security, attracting money, having trust and faith in being supported, whether by a person, by a job, or by the universe, or all of the above. And also, it's those are the area that support growth of something brand new. Okay. Sacral chakra is in females where the ovaries are. That's where the reproductive system is. That's from where the egg comes, which is the originating area of conception. Okay. So there's absolutely something that is trying to be birthed. And I'm going to show you this card again. And it's a new commitment. There's no question in my mind whatsoever. Okay. Whether it's when you're listening to it now, whenever that is, or somewhere down the road in terms of early spring 2020, that will be dependent on each and every individual. But chances are, if you're hearing this, if you're hearing me speak, chances are you will resonate with this on some level at some point. All right? Okay, what is this? What is this? Somebody's eating too much sugar. It's completely out of left field. Somebody's mother just is coming in and they're giving someone good piece of advice, and that is eliminate the sugars. And whoever this is for is because you have some challenges in terms of glycemic index or something to do with blood sugar. So if you are one of those people that has susceptibility to issues with blood sugar or diabetes because it's in your family, particularly, then if you do consume a lot of sugar, which doesn't just mean table sugar, which means carbohydrates, especially refined carbohydrates, then you might want to take this as a bit of a, I want to say warning. It's not really a warning, but it's a bit of a warning. And it's somebody's mother. So I don't know who you are. Perhaps this person, whoever she is, and there's thousands of you listening to this, this person loved to bake. And I particularly see chocolate cake, but I see some white on it. So maybe it was chocolate and then it was dressed in white, creamy substance, whatever you want to call it. And it looks like a birthday cake. Also, the number 5 is connected to this, which can symbolize May, but it can also be a cake that she baked for you when you were 5. So maybe it's your favorite cake. So whoever this is, I have no idea who this is for, but if it reaches you, there is your message. Mama loves you. Okay. And with that said, I wish you best of luck. Thank you so much for giving me your time, your energy. For longer time frame messages, there's Vimeo down below. You can have a link. There's a link down there. If you would like to have a private session with me, I would be absolutely honored. That information is down below for you as well. I wish you best of luck. Please take care of yourself. Always remember that you are worth it. And I will see you soon. Bye.